Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Debeluchuku Anlio Kolo and my channel is Talk with the Bell. If this is your first time, welcome and join our amazing community. And if you are returning, welcome back again. So guys, I saw the reactions to my previous video on the Once Upon a Time series. And if you already know the drill, you know there are 3 videos dropping before the series will be completed and probably picked up again. Not probably, but picked up again whenever that will be in the future. So today is another video for the Once Upon a Time series. And as you've already seen from the title, from the thumbnail, you know, we're talking about a time when fear ruled me, guys. I feel like now when I think about everything in hindsight, I'm like, wow, was that me? But yes, it was me. Fear ruled me through an Asian tradition in Nigeria, and I'm going to share more about that in our story time. And before even going deeper into today's story, if you're already here with an agenda to say this is how we should, we're not here for that today. The moral of the story is how fear ruled me and how fear rules so many of us in certain situations of our life. So let's get straight into the story time. So guys, Oro ruled me, and Oro, that is Rere do. I believe that's intonation for it. Please, my Yoruba girlies and guys, help me in the comment section. But Oro is a tradition back in Nigeria where I believe when someone dies, like someone in like a big position dies, this is practiced in the Yoruba tradition. So someone in like a high rated situation or chair committee, most times a king or a chief, when they die, they carry out this Asian tradition of finding who to bury with the king, I believe. And it's just so it's a lot that goes into it, but I know a lot of it is secretive and it's not exactly like public knowledge. But the whole thing that comes with it is fear, like infusing fear into people, especially the women and the kids. And at this time, I was a kid, very susceptible to everything that was told to me. And I believe like when they blow their horns at night, like you are not, if you are a woman or you are a child, you're not meant to be in view at all. If not, they said they will carry you. And I know they used to say then back like Oro will carry you away, Oro will take you. So you better hide yourself. And then we'll now hear stories of probably someone that was disobedient will now come out, and then you'll hear that the person did not come to school the next day, so Oro carried the person. So many things, but the whole trend of it was like fear. And if you want to check out more about this tradition, please Google is your friend, go and check more about it and give yourself the information you want to get. But that's not the cocoa of our story today. But yes, that was the whole tradition in a nutshell. Now I remember when I was in secondary school, coming out University Secondary School, and I believe it was just one or just two. I think it was actually just one third term, and the king of that clan actually died. And the path where that king got, the area where the king died, was an area that we always used to pass when we're going to school. And please pardon me for my Nigerian accent, is going to be very vibrant today. So this period of time, the king died, and the road where we always used to connect from, we called it Ojore to Toll Gate. That road was the road of the palace. So if Oro is happening, then you know you are passing that road. And God I beg. But then you know you're passing that road. So then we'll be in school, and next thing we'll see like around like 12, not 12, let's say 2 p.m. we just see people leaving school, like parents coming to carry their kids and go home. What is going on? We hear that Oro is about to happen today, and then everyone like disappear because we stayed in Lagos, but then we used to go to school in Ogun State. So for us in that category, they always let us go out of classes early. And when I'm talking about like Oro used to happen for like a week, and this particular week was when it was happening. And I remember then going with like my family friend, and then her mom will pick us up, we get home. So tell me why me, I'm home around like 4 p.m. already. I'm already home, and my siblings are still in school. Okay, so because my siblings are still in primary school and then I was in secondary school, so we went home through different routes. And then I'll be like, where is this their driver like not bringing them home? Did they want them to kidnap my siblings, blah blah? And like it was so crazy because I would be so scared. And like I never really understood how much fear ruled me till I actually think about everything now. But I lived in so much fear, like so much fear. And I remember being so scared because my family friend would drop me at the gates, the estate gates to like where our houses were, and I would run. Like I never used to walk to the house. I would run to the house, and like I would know who's chasing you. But nobody was chasing me. But I was just in so much fear of, oh, someone is coming to get me, someone is coming to get my family, someone is coming to. And it's like the funniest thing about this whole Oro thing was there was truly no understanding about what Oro was. Like when I look more into the whole inception of the tradition, like Oro most times happens at night. So yes, there might have been errors, or there might have been like false notice of, hey, this is starting at this time, everyone disappear, right? But people will still pass at that time. Like truly they will not hurt you except you're coming out that night and you're actually being disobedient and you actually want to come. When you hear that sound, it's not the time to run to your window to go and say what is there. It is the time to go and hide and sleep. But I never really understood like why the tradition was there, where the tradition was limited to, and the time the tradition like actually occurred. So I'll be in so much fear, and then my siblings will finally come home. Like they come home, they get home hale and hearty. This kid, they don't even understand what you were scared about. I'm like, are you okay? Are you? They're fine. We're like, what is wrong with you? Nothing is wrong with us. We made it fine and safe. And then we'll get like, I'm like, okay, thank God, my siblings are okay. Then my mom will come back from work. Now this is the part you have to stay with me. My mom will come back from work, and let's say after fellowship, we normally used to go for fellowship Wednesday evening. Even that fellowship that we are going to, as we are driving back from fellowship, I will be so scared because I'm like, it is already past 8 p.m. What if Oro will come and carry us and go? But then I will literally just be so scared, but I actually never communicated this fear. And then we'll get home, I'll be like, hey, yeah, let's go and put on the generator. I'm like, what? And she's like, let's go and put on the generator. Why are we putting on the generator? And I was always fighting it, but like I never said why. But mom, we don't need the generator. Like we already bought out everything we need for school tomorrow. Because my mom was always a stickler. I would bring out everything and pack your bags, pack your lunch before the next day. And I'll just be like, why are we putting on the generator? We don't need generator. Like we are fine in this darkness. Everyone should just go to bed. Mom's like, what are you talking about? Because she never used to go home. She just come straight from like work to fellowship. So when we get back home, it makes sense that she wants the generator on, and then she takes a shower, and then we get ready for bed, and then we go put up the generator. And for those on here that do not know what generator is, back in my home country Nigeria, we do not have 24 hours of light supply. So when there is no light, you supplement with your generator, and it's always very noisy. Like when the gens are on, you just know. It sounds like Gen Z, but when the gens are on, you just know that you are not going to sleep, except you have one sound or noise cancellation, which we did not have back then. So all the generators are on at the same time. The most estates give a time where all generators have to be off, which is about 12 midnight. So my mom said, like, go put on the generator. And our generator back then was like, key, so you use your key and it starts it. And I'm like, this man wants me to go outside and go and put on the generator. What if I go outside and I don't come back inside? Like, oh god. I will bet. And then of course I know that she's tired, she wants to go have a shower, so I have to muster the courage and go outside and put on the generator. I'll put on the generator and I will run inside, like visibly and actively run inside. It's not like the distance was 2 miles away. It was literally less than 500 feet from the generator to the house, but I will run back inside. I'll now lock the door. I'll now be waiting. Okay, you have showered. They should not go back. I'm like, oh, how was everyone's day? I'm like, we can do this in darkness. We don't even have to have the lights on for this conversation. We have phones, we have torchlights. We don't need the lights, because in my mind, I believe that Oro was in that area and Oro was going to come to our house. But it did not even make any sense. Like, there were 4 other houses in our compound, and everybody's gen was on. So why is it our own house that the gen is on that Oro will come for us? I never thought about this. Never ever thought about it. But my own mind, I'm like, I want us to be safe. That was my way of thinking of safety. And my mom will now say, oh, let's talk about everyone's day. How was your day? What happened? And And the conversation is there happening, and I'm boiling inside. I'm like, what is wrong with this woman that she cannot understand that something is coming for us? And I feel like if I did a better job of explaining why I had that fear, like my mom would have explained certain things that would have calmed me to understand that it's not possible for Oro to come from Ogun State to Lagos State. Like, what are they looking for in my own state? And to even make matters worse, I eventually discovered, like a few years after, that we had gates, like the same way we had a gate like for the entrance of the estate, was the same way we had a gate for the exit of the estate, like on another side. So even if anything, like any Oro or whatever I might call it, tradition, blah blah blah, was trying to like get into the estate, it won't be possible because at certain times they lock the gates. But I didn't know that. So I'll literally just be mad with my mom, and then she'll not finally say, oh, I only got put up the jet. And I'm like, me? Me? I should go outside. I go put up the jet. Like, you don't understand, I'm fighting with fear. But I should go outside. I go put up the jet. But I don't have choice. I don't have choice. So I'll stand up. I will sprint again. I'll go and put up the gen. Make sure to change over. Change over means you have to switch from your generator to your NEPA. Thank you very much. But yes, go and change to NEPA, and then come back inside and lock the door. Make sure the light, all the doors are locked. I won't stop there. I'll make sure I close all the windows, the blinds. Mind you, by the time I put up our generator, other houses in the estate, their generator is on, but it just never clicked in my head that, you know, I'm not the only one that Oro is coming for. But that was literally the period where Oro, like aside just even the whole Oro thing, Oro was like a significant thing that I knew I was living in so much fear. Because I think there was one time I even mentioned it to me. I was like, but why we put it like Oro? It's just like, what is that? I don't even know if my mom even understands or knows what Oro is, honestly. Mommy, please comment down below. But then the truth is, like, I genuinely did not even know if she understood. I was just like, wait, Oro is coming first. I said, what is that? Please go put on the jet. Sometimes I used to pray that fuel will finish on time, because once the fuel is done, no one is going out at 10 p.m. to go and buy fuel and put in the generator. But that was just some crazy times and fear. And I know this might sound funny, it might sound stupid, like, oh, I was a child, but there are so many lessons, like so many lessons to get into, which is what we're going to dive more into. So let's get into the lessons of an ignorant child and why you should not be ruled by fear. So I have 4 major lessons that we're going to go into from this story time today. And the very first thing is, do not be silent. Like, do not be quiet about that one thing that is eating you. As irrelevant as you think it might be, or as small as you think it might be, communicate. Like, communicate to your parents, to your mentors, to pastors, or whoever might have like oversight over your life. Communicate to them, because the only reason it's eating you that much is because you are keeping it a secret. Imagine I was able to sit my mother down and say, Mommy, I am so scared of Oro coming to come and carry us. Then she would have understood where I was coming from and explained to me this whole gates matter, and also the fact that Oro is in Ogun State and not even in Lagos State. And I would have had more peace of mind, because there would have been more understanding. And the truth about even that tradition is, the fear they instill into kids and women is because there's no understanding. People use it as a way of enforcing obedience, or as a way of just intimidating children. But most times those masquerades are not going to come after you, like, as long as you're not in their way. But then I didn't have that understanding, and there's no way I would have had that understanding, because I didn't bring it to light, and I just kept keeping quiet about it. And guess what? The enemy was having a field day. Like, he was having a field day, eating into that fear and feeding more and more and more and more into that fear, because I was not willing to actually bring it up. And then I became angry with everyone, because in my head, I believed everyone should enter my head and know what I was thinking. Because why would I expect my mom to like say, oh, we're going to stay in darkness when we have a working generator, right? But in my mind, I'm like, why is the generator on? Like, we don't need this generator. But the truth is, the only reason I felt that way, when I should have been happy that there's lights, that I can watch TV for a few 30 minutes before going to sleep, and then going through the whole school schedule the next day. But focusing on the part of fear was because I expected her to understand what I was afraid of when there was no communication from the beginning. So bringing every single thing to light is so important whatever situation you find yourself in, and especially on this topic of fear. Because if you feel some kind of anxiety towards something, it's because there is probably a gap of understanding there, that even though the Holy Spirit can come down and tell you in that moment, only it is not that deep. You might still not hear it very well till there is someone, probably even in the physical, and he can speak to your mom, to your pastor, wherever it might be, to actually bring that thing to light and stop the hold of the enemy on your life based on that situation. So that is the first thing. The second thing is similar to the first one, but very crucial. The enemy takes advantage of ignorance. Like, the enemy would have an amazing feast on your ignorance because what you don't know, you're not going to stop. Like the Bible even says it, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge here is because you do not know. And even on this thing of fear, if something holds you so much, and this might be academics, this might be health, this might be finances, if it has such a strong hold on you, I encourage you to do your investigation further. Like, find education through books, through the internet, not Google, because Google is not a research engine but a search engine. Do your actual research. Speak to people that have experiences in that area, because the minute you're able to get knowledge in that area, you're basically shedding light. And once there is light, darkness cannot overcome it. But I really encourage you to actually push away ignorance. Certain things were like, oh, that's just how I am. When certain things like this happen, I'm just anxious. No, you were not born anxious. You were not born to be anxious. You were not born to be fearful. My mom told us a story when she was growing up that she was always so scared about certain things. Like, she could not walk in the dark. Like, she could not stay in a house by herself. And I remember hearing that her story, and I'm just like, oh, that cannot be me. And so because of that, I will always exercise. Oh, I'm gonna go get this for me from the room, and I will walk in. Like, I'll literally walk with no light and literally use my my sight. I call it my vision, but at least I know, okay, God is with me, I am not scared. God is with me, I am not scared. And I'll literally walk into the room and go get the phone or whatever it is I was sent to do. Now, this is different from the whole oral thing, but it just shows that even what you think you might be so afraid of, if you understand that, oh, there is a pathway that I can go in, then I will be okay. Like, the enemy can't play with you, because the only reason I could walk into that room and go get the phone is because I know, oh, once I get here, there's a net I need to open, that I need to turn right, that I need to turn left. That is because there is knowledge in that area. So the minute you have knowledge, it sheds an insight that you know what next step to take. And then the fear, which is false evidence appearing real, it has to disappear. Because the only reason I was so scared of something like oral was because I thought oral could hold me or oral could take me. But the truth was, oral, like whatever that was, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know the deeply into whatever that story is. But it's still human beings that run that festival or that run that act. So why would a human being come and carry me when my mother is there, when my parents are there, when I have a whole compound with other people, when I'm inside an estate? Like, am I the only one that they say, oh no, it's only that Beluchiku or Kodo that they want to come and carry? Right? And like that, like, you being so blind to even the help around me was so oblivious. But how many of us today do the same thing? Like, we allow the enemy take heed to that ignorance, or if I actually just speak up, then someone help me understand that no, this is not what you're even painting it to be. Like, there is no way you are the only one that the enemy can just say, I want to make your life. Like, you forget, the enemy is here to steal, kill, and destroy. Quite all right. But certain times, and majority of the times, the enemy uses you as your own influence, as your own obstacle to what the Lord has for you. And for me, in that situation, it was peace. And I was using my own self to steal my peace. Living fearful, like I was the only child on earth that had to carry the burdens of the world. And there are so many scenarios where we have this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But like, fear is one thing we have to truly eradicate from our lives. Because not saying fear will not come, anxiety will not come, but when it comes, curb it by the ear and put it in its place by getting knowledge. The third thing from this story is the fact that I wanted to be in darkness over light. Imagine there is no light and you say, oh no, I don't want to watch TV. Oh no, I don't want to see my siblings and my mom's face. I just want to stay in darkness and we can use our torchlight. Like, we don't need a generator. Just imagine that. Take a moment to imagine that. Like, oh, there's a place full of lights and no, I want to put off the lights because I'm scared of what the outside world would come and do to me inside here. Like, it's yeah, I'm baffled. But think about how that applies to so many of us. We see that, oh, my finances right now, probably it's in 6 figures. And I'm like, nah, this does not look right. It should be just 1 figure. Because your mind, you've wired it to be so complacent to what should not be a norm. And I want you to know that that is darkness. And darkness should not be on any child of God. Like, we are light. We are the light of the world. We are a city set upon a hill that cannot be easily hidden. We are the salt of the earth. We are his royal priesthood. So wherever we go into, his light follows. And if there's darkness in the place, the minute we come in, that place has to lighten up. Imagine then you're allowing fear to hold you back. If the Lord has sent you and you're like, God, I don't know why you sent me, because I cannot see myself doing this. Go and stand against who? Who is the who and what? But then that is you thinking about yourself. When you understand that the mission the Lord has sent you on earth is beyond you, then you won't let fear hold you back. You understand that he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. And with that understanding, you will be like David that went against Goliath. David was not going, oh, I'm the strongest person on earth to beat Goliath. Like, even people who were way above of him, his brothers, the king, he saw that they had been training, but he didn't look at none of that. He looked at the reality of who had sent him. He knows the capability of the God in whom he served. So how much more you and I, that the Lord sends you, say, no, that one is too big for me, God. Nah. Allowing fear hold possession of I want to call it like allowing fear hold possession of the lands that the Lord has told you to go and inherit. Because, oh no, just one, no, just a few is okay, Lord. I don't want to ask for too much. When people say that, it's so annoying because it's selfish. Like, he says he has blessed us to be a blessing to generations. So when you are stopping yourself, from collecting more, the hidden treasures he has on this earth, you are being selfish. Because why can't you get more and bless the kingdom and be the light in this world that is so full of darkness? And instead of allowing the enemy tamper with you and telling you that it's okay, oh, the Lord gave you a word and then you let the word go. I said that in my last video. People lose their vision and it goes, oh, it has tarried for too long, so probably it's not coming to pass. But then he gave you that word for a reason. And if you hold on longer to that word, how much darkness would you push away from the lives of so many because you came into it, because you said yes? I want you to actually take a moment to reflect on certain relationships that are in your life right now that have probably impacted you positively. This could be spiritual, emotional, physical, so many other things. Imagine that person did not say yes to the call that the Lord had them in. Would they have been able to impact you the way you are today? I can say no to several of those kind of people in my life today. So why would you be the one that the Lord sent and you say, God, no, I'm okay. I don't ask for too much. I am just a child. You are deceiving yourself. You are deceiving yourself. So do not let fear be the one to keep you away, because you are a light that has to shine wherever you are. The final thing I want to share from this story is just how important what you hear, what you see is. Like, when the Bible talks about guarding your heart, because out of it comes all the issues of life. It's so important, because imagine I did not hear anything about Oro. Like, just think of, like, imagine I didn't. I would have been so carefree like my siblings. Just once in this life, God did not just give them any trouble. Because they're asking me, what's wrong with you? Oh, why are we putting up the gen? Why are we even put up? Why should we not put up? Like, the way they question me, stuff, I'm like, what's wrong with all this words? I'm trying to save your life, But I wasn't. But because none of that even entered their ears, their ear gates were clear, their hearts were clear. So there was no avenue for the enemy to actually build on that seed and then develop the fear over and over and over again. So me, I was hearing, I was seeing, I was listening. I would come to this company like, did anything happen? Did anything? God. Did anything happen? Did anything happen? And then you'll be hearing it in the news while you're riding back home. So of course, why would fear not take root? It's a root. It's like literally just like as a seed, but then literally grows, and then becomes a tree. And the more you keep hearing, the more you keep seeing, the more you keep watering it, and it keeps growing. So it's so important to guard your ear gates, your eye gates, like everything that can allow for the entrance of what is not meant to be in you. And if you figure out that a seed has been planted, pray right there and make sure it's uprooted. Because you start feeding on it unintentionally and the enemy keeps having a field day. And I'm really hammering on the enemy having a field day because God has not given us the spirit of fear, but he's giving us a sound mind. Do you know what it means to have a sound mind? A sound mind in a situation when there is storm. Imagine Jesus sleeping on a boat when there is a storm. And all he did was he came out and he said, peace be still. So a sound mind that he has given us means whatever storms you might be in, fear is not the answer, but instead faith. To know that your God who has you on this earth, he knows every single plan for your life. He knew you while you were in your mother's womb. So before you even touch this earth, your whole life has been outlined. So having trust in the one who is your maker and your author, the author of your life, it gives you a sound mind. That regardless of whatever the storms around me might be saying, I will trust in him and I won't eat into fear. Because false evidence appearing real is the more you think about it, the more you think of something bad happening or whatever you're scared of happening, the more it actually comes into reality. Because if you remember my video of imagination, like your imagination is so key. The Lord gave us that as a tool to create. So when the enemy can perverse whatever the Lord has given you for you to see fear and the negative side of things, he's done. All he does is he steps back. Because right there you destroy yourself. Because now you're feeding on that fear. And you start creating pictures around that fear. And that is what now comes into reality that you see. So you have to be so careful and so protective about your space. Like for me, there are certain things that I would not watch. It's not because, oh, I don't want to know what's happening in the world. It's just for my own sanity. It's not being ignorant. It is for my own sanity. I've said before, I don't watch horror movies or like, why? Why am I doing that? So tomorrow I'll come and be battling with what? With spirits that did not send me to come and battle. So guys, yes, just be very cautious of this because things are happening. Things are definitely happening. But yeah, those are my 4 things. So as I bring the story time to an end, I really hope that you've taken 1 or 2 things away from it. Now, the moral of the lesson is not run away from Oro or Oro is bad. That's not the moral of the lesson. The moral of the lesson is just understanding how fear can truly rule someone. And remember my 4 key points. 1, bring it to light, whatever it might be. 2, go and make your research to make sure there's knowledge so you avoid ignorance. 3, the enemy has a field day when you prefer to be in darkness, meanwhile you are actually a light. And 4, be very protective of whatever comes into you, your ears, your eyes, whatever it might be very protective. So I pray that you take the next step to tackle and fight whatever fear might be in your heart. And I really pray that the Holy Spirit also shows you whatever it's in you that you are living in fear out of, because you are not meant to be ruled by fear. There is no avenue for fear as a child of God. And I pray that this realization, you'll be able to work on it and the enemy will lose its hold on you in Jesus' name. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it as much as I did enjoy filming, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below in the comment section. And of course guys, till next time, keep living your best life with Christ at the center of it all. Bye bye.